Alright everybody, hello and welcome as always. I am Sean. This is In The Mixer as we continue our Hashtag United series. We are already into November, which means the season is chugging along nicely. As you can see here, 11 games played, 9 wins, 2 draws. We have had another draw in the last couple of weeks. I'll go through the results in a moment. Plus 23 goal difference. We're 7 points clear of Wivenhoe Town, who we've already beaten in the league this season and knocked out of the League Cup, though they do have a game in hand still. Since our last episode, where we played Needham Market Reserves and Hackney Wick, we had a 0-0 draw with Brightling C Regent Reserves. We weren't bad in this game. We weren't good in this game. They didn't really challenge us in any way. We had all the shots. We just didn't really find that cutting edge. And you look at some of the match ratings here from the players playing. Tashan Richmond struggled. Daniel Adjie struggled. Charlie Moore struggled. Harry Honesty struggled. Like, when that front four isn't really firing, it can be really tough. And we made a couple of subs after an hour. They didn't really work that well either. But we still haven't lost, so nothing to complain about. We then turned around and got a 4-2 victory over Harwich and Parkston. Tom Williams, Lee Hursett, Harry Honesty and Dan Brown getting amongst the goals in that one. And then Lopez Tavares, who we had previously drawn with in the league 2-2, we beat them 4-0, albeit they had 2 players sent off, which was crazy. Richard Lapsey sent off for 2 yellow cards in the 28th minute. Ashley Crowther set off for 2 yellow cards in the 61st minute. Bit of a spiteful one. We had a couple of yellow cards as well, which we hadn't seen that much throughout the course of this season. Ryan Adams with a double, Theo Baker and Jack Harrison. We did rotate quite a bit for this game, given that it was a cup fixture, and that team did very, very well. Initially, we were going to come back and do this Halstead Town game in this episode, but they've kind of dropped off a little bit. They're sitting around 5th or 6th now. They were 2nd at the time of recording the previous episode, and we tore them apart in this game. Charlie Morley, Dan Brown at the double, Harry Honesty and Tashan Richmond scoring 5 goals for us. They initially went ahead through Calvin Wiley in the 22nd minute, and they pulled a very late one back through Mel Betts in the 88th minute, but otherwise a really good performance for us. And I actually forgot to do subs in this game, so everybody performed really well. Dan Brown's getting back amongst the goals, which is what we needed. We brought Daniel Adjie back in for a couple of games, but he just seems to be a cup specialist at this point. He's not really performing that well in the league itself, which means that today we will be playing May and Baker, who are currently 15th in our division, try and get a good result again against them at Coles Park Stadium. And then in our League Cup quarterfinal, we're going to be playing Norwich United. We did kind of talk about Norwich in the previous episode and results in other fixtures around the place. They are actually a division above us. So they're playing in the Premier Division at the moment. If we maintain our current rate and continue working the way that we are, we will go up into their division and play them next year. So I'm kind of super excited to get that one in there so that we can at least kind of gauge how our team's doing, how our structures are doing against teams in a higher division. But we'll talk about that game when we get to it. For the time being, let's focus on the game against May and Baker. You can see here, we're in excellent form. They're in inconsistent form. They play pretty much a 4-1-4-1. So looking at the team we're going to go with, Andy Cade Watts in goal, Williams and Singano as the fullbacks, Harrison and Stamp in central defence, Evans and Hurst at Lanka midfield, Tashan Richmond at the 10, Harry Honesty on the left, Charlie Morley on the right, and Dan Brown up top. Looking at their side, they've got Prushy in goal, Coyne and Fry as the central defenders, Grayley and Muldoon as the fullbacks, Hoyle at Lanka midfield ahead of Castano and Smith, Cobus Ladrero on the right, Cobus Ladrero on the left, Blackwell on the right, and Sam up top. We have played so many 4-3-3 formations throughout the course of this season. They are very much in vogue in the Eastern Counties League Division 1 South, or the Thurlow Nunn League as it's known in the real world. I'm just going to say, come on lads, show me what you can do to keep our run going. Nobody's done anything particularly interesting. Let's just tell the defence there's a lot more to come from them. They look really, really happy with that, which is cool. And away we go for our 12th league game of the season. We'd expect to get a decent result. Throw in now, Tom Williams played to Tashan Richmond. It's deep ball across towards Charlie Morley. Gets his header towards it, but it never really looked like trouble in the keeper. Didn't come back down, but a good start. So many of our highlights seem to start with throw-ins. Right, looks like Farai Singano has picked up a knock, which is a bit of a concern. Potential groin injury, it says. So hopefully that's just a little groin strain, and he's not going to be out for our game against Norwich. We're going to bring on Jamel Akeem. Calmly say, I think there's a lot more to come from you. He's still got good morale. He hasn't responded that well to the talk, though. Not ideal, 10 minutes in. Alright, we've gone outside the first 15 minutes. There still doesn't seem to be a lot happening in terms of highlights. Singano injuries are downer, but we have had 4 shots thus far. Just haven't got them on target. Alright, we're into the last 5 minutes of the half, and very little has gone on. This has not been the most exciting half of football that's ever been produced. 6 shots on target. 6 shots, 1 on target. They've had 2 shots and 2 on target, so there's obviously a danger for them on the counter-attack. And no players really from either side look like they're setting the world on fire in terms of match ratings. And let's just calmly say, not happy with the performance. No one's losing. Harry Honesty looked like he did alright. Let's just give the defence a little bit of a boost as well. I'm looking for you to make the difference. They've all gained confidence or responded positively, which is good to see. Bit of movement in other games around the place. Holland have taken a lead against Little Oakley, which would push them up in the second spot. Wivenhoe Town are currently a goal down to Hackney Wick, it looks like. Here we go, we've got to throw in. Williams to take, find Taché and Richmond. Inside to Honesty, hangs the ball up towards Dan Brown. He gets his header towards target, but I think the keeper was in good position, even though it went over the bar. Here we go again. Starts again with Tom Williams, plays Harry Honesty in the middle. Look to play back to him, it's cut out well by Blackwell. Sam goes past one player, now finds Blackwell again. All the way back to Muldoon, who plays a long ball forward. Marcus Stamp will get it away. And towards Cobus Ladrero now on their left wing. Out to Castano. Long ball forward towards Sam, who's gotten him behind, and he's found the finish. Reggie Sam, an assist from Jack Castano. It's not great. Let's have a look at the replay here. They just kind of pull us all to one side, and these three midfielders and one defender get dragged forward. Maybe Harrison could have come across and like cut that one out a little bit quicker, but he just got inside, and fair play to him. It's a good finish at the near post. Alright, let's not wait for other things to happen. Let's go and do our tactics and our last two changes now. Charlie Maul is struggling, so we're going to bring on Ryan Adams. And we might swap Adams and Richmond, maybe? Oh, to be fair, actually, Richmond's had a good game, so let's put that one back. He's probably our best performer on a 6.9. And both Evans and Hersett aren't playing that well, so I might push Harrison into midfield. Push Tom Williams to centre back because he's playing alright. Ricky Evans can actually play at centre back, so maybe I should just leave him there. And I'm kind of hesitant to take off Dan Brown for for Daniel Adjei, but I'm going to do it. Screw it, let's go for broke. Let's passionately tell all of them, looking for them to make the difference. Confirm that talk. We're also going to switch to our attacking formation, and we're going to demand more from everybody. So pretty much rolling the dice on everything we can with 30 minutes remaining to see if we can get this kind of fight back. Everyone's responded really well to the shout, which is good to see. Got an immediate highlight here. Andy Cade-Watts with the ball. Is this going to be a decent counter-attack for us? It's a long one towards Daniel Adjei, to Harrison, to Hersett. He's got men out on the right-hand side with Adams, who bursts past his man. Can he get a decent ball in? Backstick runner, Harry Honesty with the header. 7th goal of the season. An immediate response from the team. And a great impact from Ryan Adams coming off the bench. It's a good deep ball across. Honesty, I think, just got the run on his defender. Rose above him and headed home. It's a great first touch there to get around his player. Just hangs this one up towards the backstick. It's a great run from Harry Honesty, to be fair. Gets above the defender. Keeper can't do too much about that. And we get ourselves back into this game really quickly, which is good to see. So we have had 12 shots, 3 on target, and 57% possession, despite playing a counter-attacking style. So it's hard to say we haven't been the better team in this game, but I do want to kind of push on a little bit further and try and find that winner. So everyone's looking a bit nervous now. We might use another shout. Maybe get creative. We might try that one. Here we go. Williams with a free kick. It's a decent strike. He got it on goal, but Grayley's going to hook that one away. Couldn't get first to the rebound, which we have done quite a few times from Tom Williams' free kicks in episodes and in games played off screen. Look, a draw wouldn't be the worst result after going a goal down, but a few people responded really well to the get creative feedback, except Ricky Evans, who's not having the greatest game. Maybe I should have taken him off. They've made 2 of their subs, and they've got Cobus Ladrero carrying a knock at the moment, so maybe he'll come off shortly as well. Wivenhoe found an equaliser against Hackney Wick, but there's a highlight here. Ball played forward towards Castano. Cullens with a strike from distance is claimed by Andy Cade-Watts. Is that the end of the highlight, or are we going to see a counter-attack here? Ball up towards Daniel Adjei. Taché and Richmond chases it down. Hoyle goes all the way back to Prushy in goal. Hersett will recover and play out right to Ryan Adams. Can he find a decent ball in the box? We've got numbers in there. It's a backstick run towards Harry Honesty, and his 8th goal of the season. Fantastic impact from Ryan Adams here. really starting to show some of that 4-star ability that we haven't really seen from him so far this season. Hersett just switches the play really, really well. That's why we're playing 2 midfield anchors set to defend, so that they're just looking to switch the ball out to the other side once we get it. Harry Honesty with a great strike. First time on his favoured left foot, back across the goalkeeper. He can't get there, so we go 2-1 up. There are a few more satisfying feelings in Football Manager than going in a goal down at half-time and finding a fight back, and I'm not getting ahead of myself because there's still 15 minutes remaining. May and Baker could still pull something back in this game. Wivenhoe and Holland are just swapping league positions all throughout the afternoon. I'm guessing Wivenhoe must have equalised or gone ahead. Williams now with the ball. Played across towards Tashan Richmond. Perucci comes out and grabs that one. Is that the end of the highlight, or Marcus Stamp has all the time in the world? Plays it forward to Lee Hersett. Crossfield switch towards Harry Honesty. Can he find an assist now? Looks for Daniel Adjei, but Coyne hooks it away. Comes out to Blackwell on the right wing. Long ball forward, cleared by Evans. Hersett plays a long one forward towards Daniel Adjei. He's managed to find the ball. Ryan Adams now. Ryan Adams with his 4th goal of the season. Fantastic performance from him off the bench. A goal and 2 assists. Well done to Daniel Adjei for bringing that ball down out of the sky and playing a square ball back across midfield. Just a long ball forward by Hersett. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's not horrible. And Ryan Adams lets that one come across onto his right foot and puts it in towards the far post. So in 30 minutes of football, Ryan Adams and Harry Honesty have both jumped up to 8.5 and 8.8 match ratings, respectively. Tom Williams and Lee Hersett are having decent games. Hersett was really struggling at half-time. Williams with the corner now, played towards Richmond. It's going to come out to Daniel Adjei, who sends it straight back out to Tom Williams again. Gets a ball in on his not favoured right foot. Perucci can only punch away. It's a long ball forward by Sam. Webster's coming forward now. Cobus Ledrero has found himself onside, but the angle was pretty tough and he blazes over. Cade Watts now with the goal kick. Forward towards Tashan Richmond. Flicked on towards Ryan Adams. Can he keep the ball in? We've got numbers inside again. It's a 3v3 if he can get a cross in. Richmond goes up. His 11th goal of the season. A 3rd assist in 30 minutes from Ryan Adams, which is absolutely phenomenal return. Alright, we're into extra time now. 4 minutes to be added on. This Wivenhoe Town Hackney-Wick game looks ridiculous. Wivenhoe have equalised, I think, 3 separate times. Hackney-Wick now have gone ahead in extra time, which would see Holland move up to 2nd spot, albeit with Wivenhoe Town having played a game less. And surely this highlight will just be the end of the game. Perucci takes the goal kick forward. It's headed on towards Sam, and the referee calls full time. Harry Honesty was sensational, but Ryan Adams deserves a massive shout out. Coming off the bench in the 53rd minute to get 3 assists and a goal is a pretty phenomenal return. And I'm going to passionately say, very pleased with the result and your performance. I don't know how you could get down on anybody for a comeback win after being a goal down at half-time. So Singano's injury is going to be out for 4 to 5 weeks, which is a massive bummer, but at least we've got a couple of different players that can play it right back. Hashtag United Hammer May and Baker 4-1, 21 shots to 8 in the end, 55% possession. Ryan Adams, of course, with the man of the match performance, and he was fantastic. 1 goal, 3 assists in 36 or 37 minutes of football. Now, we have to switch our focus towards the Norwich United game. Magic of editing, we're going to jump ahead to that game now. Alright, and here we go. Perhaps the biggest game of our season thus far against Norwich United in the quarterfinal of the League Cup. They are pretty decent, playing in the division above us, and not just playing in the division above us, they're currently leading that division as well. You can see here 5 points clear after 11 games in the next division up. So this will be a massive mark for us to see how we're doing against those sorts of sides and how next season might look, and if we really do need to strengthen and look at other players. Did I just see what I thought I just saw? Titus Bramble is playing for Stowmarket in the Eastern Counties Premier Division. So if we get promoted and Stowmarket stay in the division, they will likely be playing against Titus Bramble next year, which is absolutely insane. So we're in excellent form. They're also in strong form with the draw in their last fixture. All right, looking at the 2 lineups here, we're going to go with Andy Cade Watts, Tom Williams, Jack Harrison, Marcus Stam, and coming in for the injured for Isingano, Kane Brougham at right full back. Evans and Hurskett, of course, holding midfield. Tekka's Guru is probably another week away, I think. Tashan Richmond at the 10, Harry Honesty on the left, Charlie Morley on the right. I was really tempted to put Ryan Adams out there given his performance in the second half of the last game, but Charlie Morley's been way more consistent in terms of his delivery. You can see here he's leading in terms of assists for the season thus far. Dan Brown will continue leading the line up top, even though he had a disappointing game. On his best day, he's a better player than Daniel Adjei, so hopefully he's in decent form now. Looking at their squad, they're playing a flat 4-4-2, which I don't think we've come up against this season thus far. Duffy in goal, Middleton and Easter as the centre-backs, Brown and H. Baker as the fullbacks there. Barker looks like he's an ex-Norwich junior, most recently at Lowestoft. Carrington and Machea as the wingers, Speller and Quinn as the midfield duo. Quinn has got a photo, so where's he previously played. Started his career at Coventry, then Nuneaton, then Leamington. And they've got Cheese and Jennings up top. Be interesting to see if it's a little man, big man combo. It'll be the first time really we've had to deal with a straight two up top this season, but the wingers should be a little bit deeper, which will bring our fullbacks inside assertively. We're the favourites here, so go on out there and give the fans a performance to cheer for. That seemed like really weird English. Assertively, I have faith in you, get out there and make the difference. Now, the reason that we're the favourites isn't because of the strength of our squad, it's because of our club reputation, which even though we're playing at this division, lots of people know who #United is. They're one of the most watched teams in the world in terms of like YouTube views and things like that, social media engagement, Instagram followers, etc., etc. So our reputation in this game is about 500, I think, which is probably closer to like a League 2, maybe Vanarama North side at present. One, it's a good thing. It means that we'll get more players willing to come and play for us, but it does mean that sometimes our odds from bookies and stuff will be a little bit different. Taché Richmond with a great ball out here for Charlie Morley. Can he hang a ball back in? It's played towards Dan Brown, who gets his header on. He gets his header away, but it's not on target. It's just over towards the near post. But decent response there. You could just see, like, with how tight the defenders were. When that ball came to Charlie Morley, there were 2 or 3 people on him very quickly. So already noticing just that, like, kind of slight step up in pace and minimisation of space that might be available to players in the higher division. Their coach has given them some feedback in the opening 10 minutes, which has fired up Dean Carrington. I don't even know if his name's Dean. Well, I just assumed that. So whatever, Doug, Dan. Ricky Evans has picked up an early yellow card, which we will have to keep an eye on. Have had 3 shots, only 1 on target thus far. 45% possession, but that's to be expected in our counter-attacking structure. Charlie Morley's now also picked up a yellow card. Here we go, Williams to take a free kick. He's going to try directly, and that is a fantastic strike from Tom Williams. Right on the edge of the box, favouring his left peg. 4th goal of the season for him. It's a great strike. Keeper's not getting across to that. That is as top bins as you could be without hitting the post on the way in. So fantastic, fantastic goal. Puts us a goal up in the 25th minute. And we're yet to really see anything from Norwich in terms of highlights. So hopefully we can just kind of maintain what we're doing right now. No need to do anything drastic or change anything, though they do have a throw in now. Brown towards Machaya, gets it to Jennings. It's cleared by Stamp. Out to Quinn. Back to Speller, into Quinn again. They're just playing the game between the two of them at the moment. We just need to be patient and not rush into challenges or anything like that. It's good retention of the ball from the two of them. Someone just stand in between them. Brougham now, headed away, only as far as Speller again. Brougham wins the ball back. He's facing the wrong way, which is concerning. It's a dangerous looking switch, but Evans cleans it up in midfield. Taché Richmond now comes forward. He's got men in front of him if he can find them. He strikes instead from distance on his wrong foot. And while, yes, it would have been a great goal according to the commentary, it probably wasn't the best option we had on. He could have played Harry Honesty in there. But at least it's a highlight going our way. Williams now with the corner. Played towards the front post, headed away by Easter, only as far as Dan Brown. Williams again, back to Dan Brown. Gets across him, but it's deflected. Taché Richmond will tidy up and find Ricky Evans on the left wing. He's lost the ball to Carrington, who plays a long ball down the right-hand side towards Jennings. He's coming forward now, but he's got nothing on. We just need to stand him up. He finds Cheese in midfield, who goes back to Jennings again on the right-hand side. To Carrington, to Jennings. Ball across was deflected. Williams has done well to get it away. Harrison scrambles it clear. Charlie Morley on the right-hand side. Looks for the crossfield switch, but it's not on. They go all the way back to Duffy in goal to tidy up. Ricky Evans with a great header there. Brown plays it forward to Richmond. Can he find the finish? Instead, he plays in Harry Honesty from a dead angle, who plays the ball back in. It's pinballing around. I think Taché Richmond either got tackled or had a strike, but it falls to Harry Honesty, and he gets his 9th goal of the season to put us 2-0 up against the league leaders in the division above, which is fantastic. It's a phenomenal counter-attack. That's a great save from Duffy. So I think Taché Richmond actually got that away from 2 yards out, and Richmond on the dive kept that one in. Oh, sorry, Duffy on the dive kept that one in, but Harry Honesty is there for the follow-up. Decent performance. I'm pleased with how things are going. I think tactically we're doing the right things to line up against their 4-4-2. Though you can see they do retain possession a little bit better than most of the teams we've seen thus far. Barker now with the ball on the left-hand side. Eastall plays to Carrington, into Speller. Barker with a long one forward. It'll be tidied up by Jack Harrison. Do we have a counter-attack here? This looked for the switch, but it wasn't really on, to be honest. Brogan with a poor touch to Machai, who plays the ball in behind for Cheese. And he finds not a consolation goal, but they pulled one back. Lawrence Cheese, his 7th goal of the season, assist by Machaya. It's a mistake from Kane Brougham here, who is the lowest star rated player that we have out on the pitch at the moment. It's just a ball in behind. Marcus Stamp's nationality has changed, or sorry, ethnicity has changed again. And I believe that was him, that the ball just came over his shoulder and perhaps he could have gotten out to the man a little bit quicker. Maybe Andy Cade Watts could have come out a little bit quicker too. I'm not going to be critical of them. But they do pull one back, so there's definitely a danger there. It's their first shot on target and their first goal. We're into the last 5 minutes of the half now. Will there be any extra drama or opportunities before half time? 2 minutes to be added on by the referee. And given how quickly it's gone there, I don't think we're going to see anything else this half. Alright, so dressing room. We're just going to assertively tell everybody, don't get complacent out there. Because if we do, and let them back in, we will be in all sorts of trouble. Alright, let's get this second half underway. We'll give it another 15 minutes and then we'll have a look at subs, see who's performing well and who can perhaps offer us something off the bench. At present, Evans isn't having a great game. Kane Brougham's not having a great game. Charlie Morley and Dan Brown could both be doing more. So there's a couple of different things that we could look at doing. Alright, Duffy with a goal kick forward now. Tashan Richmond challenges, but it's won and played out to Machaya. Good ball in behind towards Jennings, and they've gotten their equaliser, his 6th goal of the season. Machaya with his 2nd assist of the game, and it was just pretty much straightforward from a goal kick. Jennings with a great touch, and puts that one home. Alright, so let's pause the game there and have a look at what we're doing tactically. Alright, Kane Brougham really struggling, so we're going to bring on Jamel Akeem. We're also going to push Jack Harrison forward for Ricky Evans, who hasn't had a great game and is sitting on a yellow card. That'll in turn mean that Tom Williams will slide into central defence for the last half an hour of the game. And we'll bring on Ross Gleed to play left back. And Charlie Morley hasn't had a great game, so we'll bring on Daniel Adji. We'll give Daniel Brown a bit of a reprieve, as well as Lee Hersett, who hasn't had a great game either. And let's just passionately say, you have the ability to make a real difference, get out there and do it. Ross Gleed's responded well. Ryan Adamson is already in perfect morale, so he was never really going to do too much. And let's see what we can do with the last half an hour of this game. What we might also do is switch from our positive mentality to our cautious setup as they start looking for a goal to go ahead. And we're also going to use a shout and demand more and see how everyone responds. Usually that one's pretty positive, and get creative is about 50-50. Okay, most of people have responded with focus or confidence, which is good to see. Hurst and Harrison are composed as the other two. We've taken off our yellow cards, so there's no real danger of us going down to 10 in that respect, unless someone does something really, really stupid. And hopefully, fingers crossed, nobody picks up any injuries or anything like that. They've got Quinn and Speller in midfield, both on yellow cards, who have both played really well, to be fair. And of course, the two up top with a goal each are playing very well. Right, they've made a sub now with Skelton coming on for Barker. And we seem to have killed this game dead by switching to cautious. It hasn't been a highlight since we made that move, either for us or against us, so I'm not sure if that's a success or not. Instead of changing our mentality for a second time, let's use a shout and tell everybody to get creative. It worked for us in the last game. Adams, Richmond, Honesty and Brown have all responded well, and they're the players really that we need to start creating some chances for us. Alright, Williams now with a free kick. Played towards Ross Gleed. Ross Gleed, 2nd goal of the season for him. Not the player that I would have picked to maybe get that goal to put us a goal ahead, but a fantastic response and a great ball in from Tom Williams, who now has a goal and assist to his name, all from set pieces. Great header from Ross Gleed. He just kind of runs with his man, gets above him, first to the ball, heads it home. It's a shitty celebration, but I don't know. I didn't expect him to dab or anything like that. Alright, can we hold on now for the last couple of minutes plus extra time? Extra time. I'm too nervous. I've got pit sweats and stuff going on. It is a warm day here in Melbourne, but it's mainly the drama on the pitch that's making me a little bit concerned. Not concerned. I got faith in the team. We're a good side. But obviously Norwich have a bit about them as well. And I don't think we'll be playing them next season if their form maintains, because they will get promoted. Alright, 4 minutes to be added on. I'm not going to lie, it wouldn't be the best for the content, but I am more than happy to let these 4 minutes just play out. And the last highlight we see is the referee blowing the full-time whistle. Though, we're 2 minutes in and there is a highlight to come here. Hurst's won the ball back in midfield from Harrison towards Taché and Richmond, who puts a dangerous looking cross-forward switch towards Harry Honesty. We have won the ball back through Ross Gleed and now Honesty. Played into Dan Brown. Can he find the finish? He does. Dan Brown's 7th goal of the season. That's why we kept him on the pitch. Struggled all afternoon, and then the first opportunity that really falls to him for the game, and it's a great finish. He's in between 2 defenders, takes a great first touch, and a wrong-footed finish on his not favoured left foot. Keeper maybe could have done better, but I don't care. I'm going to take the goal. And another assist for Harry Honesty. He has been fantastic this season. And just consistently like the best trainer every single week. It's always Harry Honesty. I don't think anyone else has had... Oh, here we go. Another ball forward towards Ryan Adams. It's cleared away to Machia, who of course has 2 assists to his name. And the referee calls full time. A fantastic performance and result, going 4-2 up against the league leaders in the division above. Dressing room. Passionate. Well done, lads. Very happy. Everybody's responded positively to that. Our morale is through the roof at the moment, which is great to see. Alright, hashtag United secure victory at Coles Park. Norwich were shorter by an average of 5 centimetres per player, which I guess actually does make a bit of sense. We did score from a couple of set pieces as well. We get £550, which will be massive for us. If we can get a couple of £1,000 throughout the course of this season, through this cup run, it will be huge for us, because it's a good few weeks of the wage bill at the moment. And Williams, fantastic game from the old 38-year-old veteran fullback. I'm just going to say his passing was a joy to behold. Appreciate that. He's in perfect mentality, which is great for a long time, because he's the most experienced squad member we have and the only one that represented any club in like the Championship or Premier League football. He was the one that I was struggling to get on board and with happy morale about how things were going, but fantastic goal from him. That free kick was absolutely fantastic. Alright, if you're enjoying the series so far, please put any feedback in the comment section below. I will respond to pretty much every comment I get at the moment, while they're relatively small volume. If you want to be kept up to date on future videos, feel free to subscribe to the channel, or you can follow InTheMixer_FM on Twitter. Also in the description below, have a look at some of the key collaborators that we've used throughout the course of this series. It wouldn't be happening without them. Go and check out hashtag United's channel as well. If it wasn't for the work that they were doing, this series wouldn't be happening. So give them as much support as humanly possible. As always though, I've been Sean. I've been Sean. I'll see you guys in the mixer, and don't ever forget to hashtag it.